Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with a quick craft with me. This is another inspired video. I watched a video over on Nicki's Crafting Corner, and she actually did a tutorial on how to use Christmas cards and make a small little journal out of them. So I thought I would give that a try. I know I have a bunch of cards, Christmas cards that have not been written in yet, but they're still up in the attic with all the Christmas stuff. So I don't have access to them, and I wanted to give this a try. So I thought I would improvise a little bit and use some digital paper. So I'm going to make 2 of these for the Autumn Garden Journal. And again, the Autumn Garden Journal is the grand prize for the 2,000 subscriber giveaway. We are getting closer and closer to the end of that, but I wanted to take a moment to talk to you about the qualifications for the drawing. So there are 3 prizes. The first prize is the grand prize, which is the Autumn Garden Journal. It's going to be a full 3-signature journal. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of work, I can tell you already. The second prize is the Autumn Diary Journal, which is that journal that we made out of Amazon packaging, and we did a lot of mixed media work in it. That journal is already complete. It is the second prize. The third prize is the Mini Altoid Journal. The theme was Cottage Garden, I believe. That's going to be a random draw. The other draw, the grand prize and the second prize, the qualifications are you need to be a subscriber, and then you need to go to each of those playlists, one being called the Autumn Garden Journal, the other one being called the Autumn Diary Journal, and you'll need to like each of those videos and leave a meaningful comment on each video in order to be eligible. So, and what I mean by meaningful, I'm not looking for you to be somebody that you're not, but I am looking for some engagement, however simple that is for you, or whatever you're comfortable with. Just share something about yourself, share a tradition, ask me a question, share something that you'd like to see on the channel, share what your favorite journal theme is, what's your favorite color, what kinds of things do you like to create around, what things bring you joy. Those are the things I'm looking for. We've had amazing engagement so far, and I reply to every single message on my YouTube. Sometimes it's a lot, but I am here for relationship. I'm here to share life with you guys and to share inspiration and learn from you, and then you learn from me. So it's awesome, and I love all the suggestions people leave. So now that we've got that out of the way, those details will be in the description box as well, so you can check that out in case you missed or I didn't make sense, which sometimes happens. But what I'm going to do is I've got all my supplies here. I've got my little memory keepers thing, and I managed to figure out how to set this so that I can use the large eyelets because I'm running low on the small ones. I've got some textiles, some seam binding here that I'm just going to set aside because I don't need it yet. I've got some words and some little cutouts that we may use for some embellishing. And so let me show you. I did one. I already cut everything for this one so that I can show you how this one will go together. Then we will prepare this one together. The only thing I did ahead of time is I'm using some file folder, and I cut the shape of this envelope out of the file folder. That's just going to help stabilize this. So, and what she did is she did a file folder too, but for her cover of her signature, she used the greeting card, the Christmas card, which I thought was just so cool. And then I got ahead of myself and already cut the page for the front of the signature. I think I have to trim it down a little bit, but I caught myself and stopped myself. I printed a bunch of paper, coffee dyed paper. These are digitals from various shops, and I printed on both sides just so I have some pages to put in to the journal. So that's what all these are. So I'm going to set those aside, and we will not need those yet. And then these are the papers that we'll be making this one out of. So sorry, I hope that makes sense, you guys. Good news is I am feeling, this is Sunday, the 27th of November, and I am feeling almost like myself. I have a little bit of cough at night, and when I first wake up in the morning, but I feel like I'm almost myself again. So that's awesome. I do have my ring light on. It's very gloomy outside. I don't like it. I don't like to see it on my surface, but we're going to work with it. So let me show you what we've done here. Everything is pre-cut. That does not mean it's perfect. So we may have to fudge some things as we move through this, but we will tackle it as we go. I did already make a couple of tags because there's going to be a pocket in the side of the envelope. So I made a journal card, and then I made a tag, and I put a little charm on there. And so those are already ready to go. And then I already cut, this is a journal card for, oh, this is for the pocket. There's going to be a pocket on the inside of the journal. Hopefully that's not too wide now that I think about it. I guess we'll find out. This is the journal card, a large journal card that's going to go in the pocket. I got those kind of mixed up. They are already all inked and such, so they are ready to go. So the other thing that I already did is oh, where's my file folder for this one? Oh, let me grab one. I cut several because I'm also going to do, I'm going to do this with some Christmas themed paper because I have decided I am going to do a Christmas journal, and I believe that what I'm going to do is just make that a random giveaway. I have no need for a journal, a Christmas journal, so I will make it, and I will just be a random draw. I'll let you know the video before I do the draw so that you guys can, and I'll probably mention it from time to time as I move through making the journal, but I think I'm just going to do a random draw just to pull a comment and make it simple as we head into the holiday season. So basically what I've done is I cut this file folder the same size as the envelope roughly. Now if you turn this like this, you can see it's a little bit off, but I'm not concerned about that. We will see what we need to do with that as we go along. This is the cover for the signature. And so again, I printed all those papers, and I used 5 papers for this signature, which means we've got, 1, 2, 5, 2, so lots of sides. So let's just do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages in total. So that we're going to sew in to our cover here. I'm going to ink this just so that when we get ready to do the sewing of the signature, we've got a line to see there. So, because we don't have a lot to do here other than glue some things together, because I did prep this completely just so that I could kind of explain what we're doing. And, well, you know what? We'll start with this. Let me think about this, though. I didn't create a back for this, though. We're going to have to do that. I'm going to have to grab some paper. I completely forgot about the back. So, my apologies, you guys. Let me grab my paper. So let me just really quickly cut this so that we are ready to go. So I just like to, I'm not a big measurer, as you probably have already figured out. So I like to just go like that. And I don't want to bring my big trimmer in right now. I will do that when we get to the second one, but I'm going to go ahead and just cut this with my scissors. Can't believe I forgot that. Silliness. I hope you guys will go head over to Nicki's Crafting Corner. I will link her video in the description box and over on my blog and Facebook and everywhere else. And you guys can check her out. I love to share. I believe very much in giving credit where credit is due. So I do like to let people know who I got the idea from, if I can remember. Sometimes a technique is so saturated on YouTube in the junk journal world that it's hard to remember where something originated. But if I know where I saw it, I'm going to definitely give credit there. So there we go. So let's go ahead and get this ready here. So let's go ahead and glue on this flap. kind of see where we're at here. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of an overhang there. And so I'm feeling like I want to trim that off. So, and that, we've got a little bit of an edge there. That's okay. Actually, let's see if we can fudge that just a little bit. And then use this as our trim line here. So let me just trim this up. I do not like the ring light, so let me grab something to put over it. I don't know why it bothers me. Well, I know why it bothers me so much. Quite a personal reason, so I won't go into that, but I don't like that bright light shining. There we go. So, and then we'll look at the other side and see how we're looking. I don't mind that as much because, oh, I didn't create a flap for that side. Holy Toledo, Cara-Renee. That is just, again, cost of not doing a prototype here. So, I am going to trim this off. Oftentimes when I'm doing these and I'm not filming, I will just glue the thing on and then cut around it because I get a more accurate cut, but it's okay. Not a big deal. So I'm gonna have a problem here though because I don't have, I think what I'll do, guys, because you know that I need to have something on this flap and I don't want to, I don't have another page from this kit printed, so I think I will just do that off camera and you'll be able to see that in the end. So sometimes it happens and it's okay. So I'm just going to ink this up really quick. And we've got a little bit of an overhang here as well. That's just the file folder. And here as well. Just being careful not to cut that open because I already did open up this. Okay, so that's that. And so now what we need to do is go ahead and put our signature in. And the reason for that is because I am actually going to glue the back page of this onto this, so that I can put glue around all of these bits and retain my pocket rather than adding another piece of paper. So let's go ahead and grab some paper clips and such and my foam so that I can poke some holes. Got a couple of pieces of this yucky looking foam. So let's go ahead and, so I'm going to ink this up as well. I feel like I'm all over the place, you guys. I'm so sorry. I usually try to do a prototype so I don't kind of lead you on a rabbit trail, but you know, I'm human. So I'm just going to go ahead and line that up. And I did leave a little bit of a border around all of the edges, so I'm going to go ahead and open that and try to make sure that we're even in there. Okay, and then we're going to use some clips here. Trying to find a big paper clip, a couple of them that are almost always tangled, as you probably can feel that. Oh my goodness. Let's just use these clips. They don't fight with each other, do they? It's not a big signature, so I'm not too concerned about everything moving around too much. So there we go. Just gonna, do I have another one in here? We will grab, oh, we got an untangled paper clip. Let's put this one down here. And we'll get one more. There we go. So now what we're going to do, I should have inked the inside of this as well, but I did not. So I'm going to grab my my awl. Actually, I'm going to grab my pokey tool because it makes a smaller hole. And I'm not measuring, I'm just going to guess. I'm going to do a 3 pamphlet stitch, so I'm going to poke here. I feel like I'm not on that seam there though. You know what? Maybe I should do it from this side. think I will. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go about here, and I'm going to go sort of in the middle. Again, not looking for perfection. I am doing I have the opportunity to do a craft bazaar, which I've never done, and so I'm going to make up some of these to sell, as well as a bunch of my mixed media work that's just sitting down in the garage, not serving any purpose at all. But I thought I would add some holiday stuff to the mix here. So I do have some holiday art down there, but not much. Okay, trying to find a good needle here. I should keep the good needle out because I always have to fish for it. And it's not even one of my favorites, even as it is. So, oh my goodness, Cara-Renee. Set these down here a second. Okay. Should have had my needle out. I think this one will work, hopefully. Okie dokie. All is well. That ends well. Okay. So I've got some wax thread here. And I'm pretty sure that will fit through that needle, but we will find out. So I like to do a little bit of extra because I like to hang beads and such off of things. So I'm going to go a little bit long, and then we're going to go ahead and thread this needle. Fingers crossed. Oh, perfect needle. I need to set this one aside. This is the one. So I like to leave a decent amount at the end here, just so that I don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to go in the middle hole here. You wouldn't need to use wax thread for this because it's not a heavy signature or anything. I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to go in here. You could use like embroidery floss or something if you wanted to. And then we're going to go in the bottom hole or top, whichever way you have it turned. And go ahead and go in through the middle hole again from the outside in. Easy peasy, right? Oh, goodness gracious. What's going on here? There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and take my needle off, and I'm going to make sure I have a thread on either side of the center string, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a tug. Make sure it's nice and secure there. That's beautiful. That worked out better than I could plan. I've got, oh, you know what? My one string is longer than the other, so I'm going to kind of move this and see if I can get a longer tail here on this end. If I can figure out which way to go. So that's the wrong way. Come on, Cara-Renee. Is that better? Yeah. Easy as pie. So I'm going to do a one forward knot and one backward knot, which never works out very well for me. I don't do backwards very well. There we go. Okay, I'm going to leave those on there. They don't need to be quite that long, so I'm going to cut a little bit off. And there's our signature, easy as pie. I think I have pie on my mind. I don't usually use that terminology. So there we go. So we've got our signature, and then, oh, we didn't sew it into the envelope. Oh, but we don't have to because we are going to glue it. Oh goodness, I hope this works. Yeah, it should work because this doesn't need to be attached. So I think we're going to be fine. I didn't think that through very well. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down to here. In order to retain our pocket though, we need to not put any glue in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and use my white glue. Okay, so there's that. I can move these because I don't need those here right now. And I'm just going to make sure that I've got my my thing going the right direction. And I'm going to pull all these pages over and I'm going to lay this down. And then I'm going to pick it up and move it to make sure that it is nice and even. Oh, that's beautiful. Looks like we've got some trimming to do on the edge, but that is okay. I'm going to go ahead and just press here. And then I'm going to go ahead and open her up and see how we are. So that is our back that's going on the back of the envelope. Okay, that is going to need to set a little bit before we mess around too much. I do need to trim that edge off though, so I'm going to do that really quick. We'll see how time goes here as far as if I talk you through the other project, because we're already 25 minutes in. So I'll just play that by ear. I will still show you, but I might speed it up a little bit. So there's that. So here we've got our little pocket in our envelope, which is epic. So that is looking fantastic. One could actually leave this open too, but I'm not going to do that. I really wanted that file folder just for stability, so I'm going to go ahead and and glue this onto. I'm just going to skip the white glue and go for Fabri-Tacs. So you can see here we're still off here. So I'm going to go ahead and hold this really firm and trim that edge. So it is okay to not have it be perfect. You can always, almost everything is fixable. So don't fret about it. It's supposed to be a joyous experience. So there we go. So that is wonderful. This feels really heavy duty. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to put an eyelet on here so that we can put some sari silk to tie it. And so let's go ahead and put our paper on the back, and then we'll do some inking as well. So this might need a little bit of a trim, but that's all right. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac again. Feels really solid, you guys. Really solid. I mean, we make envelope journals all the time out of envelopes, and we don't reinforce them, so you probably wouldn't even have to do that, but I just am following Nicki's tutorial, so I'm just going to trim this off here, and then we're going to do some inking, and then we're going to put our pocket on and do some and put our stuff in. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I inked that up so that spine looks really nice as well. This still has to kind of set in there a little bit, that paper that we put on the back. So that looks great. I'm just noticing how dirty this mat, this glass mat is. Yikes. So what we're doing here is I'm not putting anything on any of these pages. They're already all inked and whatnot. So we've got this pocket, which this big journal card is going to go into. I just need to glue this little tab on just to give it a little bit of interest. So I like to use, there's a punch that I use to do this. Unfortunately, I cannot locate it, so I'm sorry I cannot tell you where it came from because I can't find it. I've looked multiple times, so it's kind of a bummer. So I'm just debating on whether or not we want to put an eyelet on here. I might do that off camera, which you would be able to see then in the photos at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and put this in our big pocket, which is the envelope here. And if you look inside, you can see the back of the white paper. The pocket is completely intact because of the way that we did the glue. So that's why we do it that way. But I wanted this to kind of stick out a little bit like that. So we've got a pocket to put here on the front cover. So, let's see. Oh, I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, so this goes in here. Come on. There we go. And it sticks up a little bit, which was by design. I might put a sentiment on this one later, but I'm not going to worry about it now. My little strings are too long though. Let me just cut these off really quick. And then this goes in here like so, and it also sticks up. So we've got this beautiful dangle that can flip around like that and like that. So let's go ahead and get the other one prepped. And I think I will speed through that a little bit, speed the video up so we're not here for forever and a day. So, but that is what she looks like. Absolutely simple and beautiful. Simple and beautiful. So, and then we've got our journal card in the back as well. You could put more in there if you wanted to. Okay, so let's set that one aside. I'm just going to put that over there, and then let's bring over our other stuff. So, as I mentioned, we already have the front page for the signatures. So I want to cut everything for our envelopes first though. So this time I will cut 2 flaps. I completely neglected to do that correctly. So let's see what we want. So we have, this is the cover of our signature. And let's see what we've got. We've got this paper, and we've got this one, and this one. I'm inclined to use this one on the flaps. Let's do that. So let me just trim this off really quick. Got a couple of those cut, so we're ready to go. There will be more trimming. So let's go ahead and we're going to cut 2 flaps here. So what I'm going to do, since I've got you on camera, is I'm just going to, I need it to be on the envelope, I mean on the file folder, not the envelope though. So I guess what we could start with though is gluing these flaps together. So I will do that really quick. Okay, so we have our flaps done. So those turned out really beautiful. So now we need to cut cut a piece for the back. Just going to give that a squish here. Fabri-Tac takes a little bit longer to set. So there we go. And so let's go ahead and grab our papers and see what we want to have be on the back. Probably this would be lovely. Maybe the I'm just going to do the cheating way here, and actually let's glue these together first. Yeah. I have to think about this because I had everything. So this is going to go here. This is our signature, and oh, that's lovely. Love how that turned out. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and put our back on. So we're gonna glue these 2 pieces together. And again, if you wanted to, you could have this be a whole nother set of pockets or whatever, because you've got this is a pretty good envelope, but that's going to be completely up to you when you go ahead and give this a go. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Oh, squirrel, squirrel. Always getting lost somewhere along the line. And so we didn't, on the other one I had pre-slit this, so we're just going to go ahead and follow this line and go ahead and make our opening for the envelope. Just that easy. Now our envelope, our pocket is ready to go. Got a little bit of an overhang here I'm going to fix right now. Again, being very mindful to not slit that top piece open. You could also do a top loading pocket there if you wanted to. It's totally up to you. I don't know why we've got such an overhang there. I just really don't want to cut that open. Okay, we're good. Okay, so now we can put our back on. So I'm going to go ahead and just open that up a little bit here. And I'm going to just place this on here and I'm going to cut around it because that is the easiest way, in my opinion. You could, of course, measure, which I did on the first one, I believe. Yeah, I did cut. I pre-cut and pre-measured. Okay, so we are ready to do signatures. So I'm going to bring the cutter over here. I'm going to try. I've got so much stuff here in front of me, but I'm going to try to make room because I have the big precision trimmer, so it is a big mama. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. So we're going to cut our inside papers. Just wanted you to see how I do that. So you're not going to be able to see everything here, but that's okay. Just moving my ink here and my glue. Circus here. I just want to make sure all my feet are flat here for my my cutter. So I'm going to grab 5 of these papers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll they're each have different paper on the back and the front. They're not the same. I did that on purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and just, as much as I can, try to trim the white off, and then we can trim down from there. My coffee dyed paper always does weird things like this, so I think these are all the same on this side, so I have to trim a little bit more off of that edge. It's just the nature of the digital often, so I'll go ahead and do that. And then I do the shortcut, and I'm going to leave this here because I'm going to need it again, but I'm just going to go ahead and let me arrange these so that they're different, so that we don't have too many like things together. And I think I want that one to be the front. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold it in half. And again, this is 5 pages of digital. Digital's printed on 20-pound paper. See if I can find my bone folder in this little chaos. There we go. And so now I just kind of put it up to this rather, right? This is our cover. And I think our cover has to be trimmed as well. Let me look at that first because I think it was a little bit wide. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take that off. See if I can just do this in the trimmer without separating that. Should be able to. There we go. I love this trimmer, you guys. It's so powerful and so precise. It's crazy. So now we have that the way we want it. And so then I'm just going to put this in here. or up to it rather. So I'm putting it up to the middle here. And I'm just going to leave a little bit of a border all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and make a mark here. And we're going to trim that off. Like so. And then we'll have to trim off the width a little bit as well. So again, I hold it there to the center, kind of hard to see there. And then I'm going to come in, coming in just about 1/8 of an inch or so. It doesn't have to be precise. So gives a nice little writing booklet though. I think it's perfect. So there we go. And then we can put this in here and see what it's looking like. Looks great. So the next thing we need to do is I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to ink all these pages up, and I'll be back with you in a jiff. Okay, so that is that. I figured out part of why this mat is bothering me and the light is because it is dirty. So let's just see if we can make Cara-Renee feel better. I know it's a small thing, but it's better. Feeling better. Okay, so these are all of our pages, all inked up. Whoops, one more. So, same process as before. We're going to go ahead and get our little pads out here. I think one could safely put more than 5 pages in here, but I didn't want to create a little mini, I didn't want to create a mini spine in terms of the bulk here. I didn't want to create an extra gusset kind of fold there to account for bulk. So there we go. So we can go ahead and glue this on and then we will be done. I will, so because we are running low on time, I'm going to go ahead and create the tags and such off camera, and you'll be able to see those in the photos at the end of the video. So just in case you're wondering, the construction is the most important part that I really wanted to be able to go through with you here. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac. Okay, there she is. That just needs a little bit more time to set, but everything looks great. And so let's go ahead and do this eyelet on camera, since we can do that because we've got both of our pages of our flap on. So let me just ink this side. Forgot that. And let me grab another eyelet. And we're going to go ahead and punch our hole. We're still set up for the large one. I'm going to do a little bit better job here, hopefully, of centering this. That's the hope anyway. But there. Yeah, that looks good. Put our eyelet in. This one seems big. Got various ones in here. Let me see if I can find that one that's not so wide on the bottom. That's a small one. Goodness gracious. Let's see, I have various kinds here. Looks like. Oh, is that a small one too? No, it's not. It's big. Yeah. Go ahead and give that a scrunchie. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and get some seam binding here. I'm running low, so I think I need to use this light pink because, or this kind of a rosy color. So I don't usually do these, so I'm hoping that I can figure it out with you guys. So give me a second. I'm gonna probably have to go watch that again. I don't have a lot of experience with this kind of a closure, so which is kind of sad, but let me just play with it a second here. I don't know if they put a knot in it or if they just bring this out and it just kind of goes around, and then this is not right. I'm just playing here, guys. Yeah, I think that's the idea, is just to make this long enough that you've got room to go around. So I'm going to make it extra long just because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sure you guys will share a trick there. I'm more than happy to hear it. So I think we can go ahead and tie this just to keep that nice and secure. It would be fun to put a little dangle on here too. I might come back and do that. And then you have two choices. I think you can kind of go like this. Oh, it's completely off camera, you guys, I'm sorry. Like this, which is my preference, is just to kind of go like that and then just tie a bow, which is what I'm going to do here. Kind of tie a bow over that. I know that there are other ways to do it, which I might play around with. So forgive me for not being super informed about that. But that is our little, our little faux little journal with some pages in it, not very thick. So thank you guys so much for bearing with me and coming by, and I will talk to you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.